Please stand as we welcome Erin Harris, Newcomb Tulane College, class of 2012, to the stage to perform the national anthem. She will be accompanied by the Tulane University Marching Band under the direction of Barry Spanier.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang there, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
You may be seated. Please welcome to the podium the Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Cynthia Cherry.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Spanier and the Tulane Marching Band. And thank you, Erin Harris. That was wonderful. And she's one of you. Erin is a member of this incoming class, and she's a double major in biology and musical theater. And she did a fabulous job. I also want to thank Dr. Michael White's Jazz Band, because only at Tulane can you experience Dr. White's Jazz Band at your convocation and at your graduation. So thank you, Dr. White and your band. To our new students here today who had the splendid good sense to apply to Tulane, I warmly welcome you to Tulane University. And also to our parents who believe in their children and in Tulane. We realize for many of you, this is a leap of faith, but you have raised young adults who are ready to be a part of something extraordinary. Because only in New Orleans can you be involved in the rebuilding of this truly unique city, a city rich in music and food, and jazz and jambalaya. New Orleans is a city that will tug at your heart, and the people here will teach you what it means to have strength and conviction. This is a city that touches the deepest part of the human spirit. Now, when I moved to New Orleans, a native told me, Cynthia, New Orleans has character and characters. And she was right. This is a city that reminds us all of ritual and rowdiness, of civility and culture. It teaches us what really matters. And at Tulane, each and every one of you matter to us. Your goals, your aspirations, your career choices, your academic success, and your personal triumphs. Tulane is a special place because only at Tulane do you have the opportunity to take what you learn in the classroom and give back to your community. Only at Tulane can you expect red beans and rice every Monday at Bruff. Only at Tulane can you learn from faculty who are world-renowned artists and architects, physicians and philosophers who give of their talents to you in the classroom. This is a highly acclaimed research university with a very strong undergraduate program. This is a university which has graduated 19 Rhodes, 23 Marshalls, and 30 Goldwater Scholars. And all of you, all of our students in this room have the same promise of distinction. My fellow deans and faculty and administrators here on this stage, my student affairs colleagues, as well as all the faculty and staff here at Tulane are committed to helping you to be successful members of this community of scholars. Now, as a part of this community, we have expectations of each and every one of you. We expect that you have come to be a serious scholar in all that that represents, that you will approach all of your academic work and co-curricular activities with authenticity and authorship, with integrity and responsibility, and that you will contribute to this university in a way that will make our university a better place than it is today. Because as members of this community who live, work, and learn together, you have a responsibility to yourself, to the others in your class, to your family, and to society to gain everything you can from this college experience. We need you to be successful. And why? Because we need answers from you. Who among you will find the cure for cancer? Who will find the formula for world peace? Who among you will solve the problem of hunger here and throughout the world? Which of you will take the lead to eliminate homelessness? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're going, what in the world is she talking about? All I want is to come here, learn a few things, have some fun, and graduate. And we know your parents really want you to graduate. But I am confident that among this class, there is ability to make great things happen. So we want you to take advantage of the abundance and the richness of the opportunities at Tulane, because this convocation marks the beginning of your Tulane education. It's a celebration of our community. So welcome, and we're jazzed you're here.
Please welcome the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Michael Bernstein.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to welcome the fresh persons of the class of 2012. You enter today a university that embarks on the 174th year of its own career, which is to say you become part of a long and very distinguished tradition. And it is a great pleasure to welcome you as you start that journey. It's my great honor today and my very pleasant duty to introduce to you the platform party, the people assembled behind me who constitute the leadership of this university and of your community. To my right, your left, is of course the 14th president of the university, Scott Cowen. President Cowen will soon address the class. Cynthia Cherry, the Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, whom you've already met. Earl Retief, the Vice President for Enrollment Management, the Dean of Admissions. This is the reason you're here, so give him a big hand. And Timothy Cullen, the President of the Associated Student Body. He's a senior majoring in political economy in the School of Liberal Arts. In the second row to my right, your left, Carol Haber, Dean of the School of Liberal Arts. Angelo Denisi, Dean of the Freeman School of Business. Kenneth Schwartz, Dean of the School of Architecture. McAlister Auditorium, Dean of the School of Science and Engineering. And Ann Anderson, the Associate Dean of the School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine. To my left, your right, Ben Sachs, Senior Vice President and Dean of the School of Medicine. Rick Marksbury, the Dean of the School of Continuing Studies. Larry Poneroff, the Dean of the School of Law. And Ron Marks, Dean of the School of Social Work. And then here in the front row, another one of your officials, Margaret Walker, President of the Undergraduate Student Government, a senior in the Freeman School. And lastly, let me introduce to you and welcome to this podium your boss, the Dean of Newcomb-Tulane College, Professor James McLaren.
What a great introduction. I like it. Thank you, Michael. That's the best introduction I've had in years. Good afternoon, everyone. It truly is a great pleasure, on behalf of all of the students, faculty, and staff who make up this great institution, to welcome you, the class of 2012, to Tulane University. As the newest members of Tulane's undergraduate student body, you have now matriculated into Newcomb-Tulane College, and it is the college that will be your academic home for the next 4 years. And to the parents, one of my top goals is to ensure that your son's or daughter's time at Tulane is intellectually rich and rewarding, but not so much so that you spend the next 10 years of your lives enjoying it. My job as dean, therefore, is to help coordinate that educational experience, including intellectual, social, and residential parts, and to ensure that as an institution we meet and exceed your expectations for your education here at Tulane. Tulane is a unique university, for it is a private research institution that is deeply committed to a first-class undergraduate experience. That is a rare combination in higher education, and one that offers multiple opportunities for our students. My office and my staff are here to ensure that this happens for each and every one of you, and are here to help when needed. You will get to meet the college staff over the next couple of days at the various college orientation events. And if you remember little of what I say, please listen to them, since in reality, these staff are much more important to your educational success than I am. They will be your principal resources and guides at Tulane. Now you're officially a member of the Tulane family, and as such, I expect you to stop me often and chat as I cross campus, to let me know how things are going, what we're doing right or wrong, or if for no other reason than to legitimize my favorite excuse for being late at meetings, oh, I'm sorry I'm late, I stopped to talk to a student that I know. As an entering class, you are an extraordinary group of men and women, and I thought you might like to know a little bit about yourselves. This year's class of roughly 1,550 students was selected from over 34,000 applicants, a number that is about twice that of last year and our largest applicant pool ever, so congratulations. As a group, you have demonstrated exceptional academic qualifications, of which you can take great pride in. Your standardized test scores, an average SAT of over 2,000, and high school academic records place you in the top 10% of college-bound freshmen nationwide. Almost two-thirds of you ranked in the top 10% of your high school graduating class, and virtually all within the top quarter. Many of you have been designated as either valedictorian or salutatorian of your high school, and over 100 of you never experienced anything less than an A in high school. This is a trend I hope that you will continue at Tulane, though you may want to watch out for organic chemistry. You've come to Tulane with diverse backgrounds from cities large and small, and from all three of the states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, and from many different nations. Some members of this class will be living in the United States for the first time, and students in this year's class have come from Bosnia, Brazil, China, Colombia, Croatia, Italy, and Switzerland, just to name a few of those countries. Your class includes a nationally recognized bagpiper, and I note we also had one in last year's class. You may have noticed my name, McLaren, is Scottish, but I promised it had nothing to do with the admissions decision. Several of you are published authors, entrepreneurs who've started your own businesses, and a luge competitor who has just returned from Olympic trials. No doubt this student chose Tulane and New Orleans to get away from snow, ice, and mountains. We have none of those. We have a magician, and one of our incoming students from Arizona is the recipient of several top community service awards. A freshman from Memphis was featured on MTV's Super Sweet 16. Guys, you'll have to figure out who that is. As a father of 3 daughters, I add that I find this show very scary. We also have a student from Memphis, though I don't think it's the same student, who can solve the Rubik's Cube behind their back in under 2 minutes. Quite a class. Your accomplishments, while considerable, are really second only to your aspirations for the future. You have told us of your desire to lead at the highest level, to be Supreme Court justices, senators, to be president. You aspire to be Nobel laureates, teachers, performers, urban designers, investment bankers, medical researchers, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, social workers, and astronauts. I'm still waiting for that first student wanting to be a dean, though. Each of you is now faced with both great opportunities and challenges. And you are here today joining our community because you decided to grasp those opportunities and rise to those challenges. And use your intellectual abilities to make your dreams a reality. We expect much from you. We know that you can, and we know that you will succeed. We are here to foster that success. For the last couple of years, your focus has been getting into college. From today forward, your focus is redirected to becoming a part of Tulane. We want you to grow as individuals, as leaders, as people who will make a difference in their own lives and in the lives of others. We want to help you develop your intellectual skills, to develop critical approaches to the literature, the arts, sciences, and business, and as well as to acquire the technical expertise of your chosen discipline. As Dean, my challenge to you this day is to you to make the most of your education. Read and become better informed about the world in which we live. Understand its political, social, and economic complexities. Develop an appreciation for the sciences as well as the arts. Learn broadly whatever your chosen major or degree. Soak up the rich culture of New Orleans, its music, its food, its charm, though not too much. Go to Rock and Bowl, a unique New Orleans experience of bad bowling lanes but great live music. There's some locals here. Participate in club sports, possibly ultimate frisbee, and join some of the many student organizations. Go to athletic events and support your Green Wave. Take advantage of our study abroad programs. Learn about the cultures and traditions of people around the globe firsthand. Read critically for all of your classes and stay on top of them. But perhaps most importantly, enjoy your time here. Make lasting friendships and make every day count. It is amazing how quickly those 4 years will go by. It is therefore with pride and with this challenge in mind that I turn you over to my colleagues, the faculty. The faculty will demand much of you, and you in turn will demand much of yourselves. I know you will exceed their expectations of you, since this is what Tulane students do. Congratulations and welcome to Tulane University, from where I am standing, truly the best university in America. I'll now ask that all of the first-year students, our new students, please stand. Mr. President, I now present to you the freshman class.
On behalf of the Board of Administrators of Tulane University and the entire community, it is my great pleasure to officially and warmly welcome the class of 2012 to Tulane University. Congratulations. The academic community you joined today was formed in 1834 as the Medical College of Louisiana. In 1842, we became the University of Louisiana, a public institution. And finally, in 1884, we were transformed into a private university named after our initial benefactor, Paul Tulane. Now for you history buffs out there, there's an interesting story about Paul Tulane, who worked as a trader and cotton merchant in New Orleans for many years, but was actually from New Jersey. In his later years, Paul Tulane had the desire to have a university named after him, and he initially approached his alma mater, Princeton University, and offered them a sum of money if they'd rename the university after him. Obviously, Princeton is still called Princeton today, so they turned him down, something he took quite personally. After his death, he was buried on the Princeton campus with his back towards Nassau Hall, which is the center of that campus. But Paul Tulane was very persistent. In 1884, he offered the money instead to the state of Louisiana to name a university in New Orleans after him. The state was already stretched thin in the post-Civil War economy to adequately fund both the University of Louisiana and LSU, so they funneled the money to the University of Louisiana, privatized it, and renamed it Tulane University. Now, there are many hidden lessons to be learned from this story, but one of the key ones is never to disappoint or rebuff someone from New Jersey. And in the interest of full disclosure, I should add here that I was born and raised in the Garden State. And I can't help but think that Paul Tulane would be amused at seeing another Jersey boy at the helm of his university. Since its founding, Tulane has produced graduates who have made their mark on the world in all walks of life. More than 100,000 Tulaneans are living around the world today, and they include such luminaries as David Filo, the co-founder of Yahoo, Lindy Boggs, former Congresswoman and Ambassador to the Vatican, and 2007 Pulitzer Prize winner Lawrence Wright. And by the way, he's our 6th winner of the Pulitzer Prize. We recently lost one of our most famous graduates, the world-renowned heart surgeon and Congressional Gold Medal winner, Dr. Michael DeBakey, who passed away this summer 2 months shy of his 100th birthday. The profile and accomplishments of our alumni compare with any in this country, and we have no doubt that you will add to the legacy of achievement and distinction of that group. As Dean McLaren said, on paper, you are the most qualified class to ever enter this university. Think about that. We have been in existence over 170 years, and you are, on paper, the most qualified class we've ever had. Therefore, much is expected of you. You arrived at Tulane with bedding and boxes of more stuff than you probably knew you owned, and I'm sure your parents are already thinking about how to use that space you left behind at home. But you also brought something else with you, far more valuable, though you may not realize it. Each and every one of you brought unique talents and unlimited potential. I can assure you that the Tulane faculty, staff, and administrators will work hard to help you discover your full potential and learn to share your talents with others. Never before have the stakes been so high, both for you and for our society. Consider this for a moment. You are joining the Tulane community at a momentous time in this country's history. We are in the midst of an historic presidential election, an environment where terrorism, war, global warming, and a domestic economic crisis, among other issues, are sorely testing our country's position as a leader in the world. Unfortunately, and I do say unfortunately, these challenges are unlikely to disappear by the time you graduate, and the responsibility for resolving them will increasingly rest on the shoulders of your generation. You might find this very daunting right now, where your thoughts are more focused on such immediate matters of who your new roommate might be, how to find your way around campus, where to get the best pizza, and how soon you'll be able to enjoy the wonderful attributes of New Orleans. Believe me, there's plenty of time for all of those things. You might not be aware of it, but as you take classes here at Tulane, interact with the faculty, meet students from backgrounds and cultures different from your own, participate in clubs or sports or whatever hobbies interest you, all this time, you will also be learning and growing as a future leader in whatever path you pursue. I have one single aspiration for you during your years at Tulane University. I want you to develop the habits of the mind and heart that will allow you to become advanced citizens of the world while having significant success in your chosen field of interest and in your personal life. That is my aspiration. What do I mean when I talk about the habits of the mind and the heart? Well, first, the habits of the mind are developed when you always challenge yourself intellectually, stretch beyond your comfort zone, and make a commitment to a life of learning and inquiry. Knowledge is power. It is also the guidepost for success. If during your time here you develop a love of lifelong learning, you will have developed powerful habits of the mind that will be enduring. In contrast, habits of the heart are developed by using your incredible talents to make the world a better place for those in need, those less fortunate than you. Every one of you in this class is privileged. And I don't mean privileged because you come from families of great wealth, but you are privileged because you are afforded the opportunity to get one of the finest educations in America. And with privilege comes responsibility. We take civic engagement very seriously at this university. For many of you, that was a factor in your choosing to come here. While you are here, we expect each of you to allocate a significant portion of your time and commitment to making the campus and wider community stronger and better. In doing so, you will develop the passion for engagement. You will enhance your leadership skills. You will demonstrate empathy and understanding, so necessary in this world today. Just as knowledge is power, so is the development of the whole person for the betterment of society. These are the habits of the heart. So as you begin your journey of personal discovery at Tulane University, be mindful of three things. First, use your time well. From where you sit right now, your college years stretch out in front of you, and graduation seems a long way down the road. Believe me, it will pass more quickly than you can ever imagine. So don't spend your time blindly following the pack. Instead, be an effective leader in whatever you pursue. Learn to think for yourself and live your own life. Be a team player, but make sure the team is one you believe in. Maintain a curiosity about life, an inquisitiveness that will lead you down new avenues and introduce you to new schools of thought. Second, don't be trapped by dogma. Keep your mind open to new ideas and experiences. And don't assume that the way you've always done things is the best way or the only way. More than any time in your life, Your college years will give you the most opportunities to explore new ideas, meet new people, and expand your horizons. Take advantage of it. Take classes in a wide array of subjects outside your immediate area of interest. Participate in all the vast activities available to you at Tulane. Live a full and active college life. Finally, have the courage to follow your own heart and intuition. Your presence here today shows that you already have a lot of heart. 3 years ago, first year orientation week was interrupted by Hurricane Katrina. The storm changed both Tulane and the city of New Orleans in profound ways, both internal and external, both positive and negative. I believe it's possible to take the negatives and turn them into positives, and you are part of that transformation. No other college students in America have the opportunity you have to help a city and a region transform itself. One of the positives, of course, for me is seeing the idealism, faith, and heart of all of you in choosing to come here and contribute to the long rebuilding process still taking place in this historic, beautiful city. New Orleans is a complex and multifaceted city, but I can tell you from my own experience, you will grow to love it. New Orleans is the only city in America that can lay claim to its own language, its own music, its own architecture, its own food. It is unique. America is not America without New Orleans. As an undergraduate, you have come to one of the most unique learning environments you can have in this country, and use it as a learning environment. It's also one in which you can grow in stature and in wisdom. By coming here, you have shown your willingness to use your talents to enhance the quality of life for people in communities that are still in great need of assistance. As I travel the country on behalf of Tulane University, I always say I have heroes in my life. And before the storm, I had a group of heroes, and after the storm, I have a totally different group of heroes. And the group of heroes I have now are all the Tulaneans that came before you and were here right before the storm and after the storm. These are young men and women who are doing extraordinary things for this city and this region. They are my heroes, and you are joining that group. So follow your heart and your instincts. You have already shown them to be trustworthy by coming to Tulane University in New Orleans at this time. By doing these things, you will develop the habits of the mind and heart that will prepare you to be a responsible citizen and leader throughout your lifetime. And to the parents who are here, I want to say thank you. Thank you for entrusting us with your child's education and continued growth in adulthood. And while you might be sad at seeing your son or daughter leave the nest, I'll tell you a truth that your children may deny. You're still going to be among the most important people in their lives, even when they make you feel that the only use you have is to open up your wallet. They won't tell you how important you are to them, so I will. So don't be sad, just enjoy having more time to yourself. Marjorie and I, my wife, have 4 children, all of whom are grown, all of whom have now graduated from undergraduate college and graduate school. When the first one left, we were devastated. By the time the last one left, we were cheering. And why? We wish them well, we wish them everything they can have in life, but now we have our life back. So to parents, enjoy this very special time. However, do avoid the one mistake that we made, and that mistake is do not go out and get a dog to replace the children. Matter of fact, as I walked around campus today, I found out from our current students, my dog is more popular than I am, because very few of them said, "Hello, President Cowen." They simply said, "Where's Gibson?" Finally, I'd like to leave you with something the famous Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes once said about his own college years, and I quote, "I was set on fire my freshman year," he said, "by reading the essays of Emerson. Now, you might or might not learn to love the writing of Emerson, but I truly hope that your own passion and imagination will be set on fire by the things you learn here, the people you meet, and the ideas you embrace." Thank you, and a warm welcome to Tulane University and to New Orleans.
We welcome Green Envy to the stage to close the convocation by singing the Tulane alma mater. Please stand for the alma mater. Green Envy is the oldest student-run a cappella choir at Tulane.
We praise thee for thy past, O alma mater. Thy hand hath done its work full faithfully. The incense of thy spirit hath ascended and filled America from sea to sea. Olive green and blue, we love thee. Pledge we now our fealty true. Where the trees are ever greenest, where the skies are purest blue, Hear us now, O Tulane, hear us, as we proudly sing to thee. Take from us our heart's devotion, thine we are, and thine shall be.
Please welcome back to the podium James McLaren, Dean of Newcomb Tulane College.
Today, you will embark upon your academic journey as the newest members of Newcomb Tulane College and Tulane University. During this journey, you will experience personal challenges and successes. The faculty and staff at Tulane will support you through those challenges and celebrate with you in your achievements. I invite you to take advantage of all that Newcomb Tulane College has to offer. Be active and engaged members of our community and make lasting friendships and memories. Today, as you go down the steps of McAlister Auditorium, you will begin those dreams as scholars and citizens of Newcomb Tulane College.
We ask that everyone please stand as we welcome the return of Dr. White's band to lead the recessional. President Cowen will lead the platform party. Class of 2012, please follow the gonfalons and proceed to the President's Family Picnic on the Newcomb Quad.